Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLESFANS. Let's get to the news. Hey Eagles fans, buckle up because today we have some really exciting news that could shake up the entire NFC East landscape, and in particular, impact the Philadelphia Eagles' quest for another Super Bowl appearance. You know, the Eagles have been building something special over the past few seasons, and this latest move only reinforces their determination to stay at the top. But before we dive into the details, let me set the stage a little bit. We've seen the Eagles grow from a team with question marks in their receiver core to a legitimate contender. But as usual, the NFL doesn't stand still, and neither do the Eagles. They're always looking for ways to improve, to add depth, and to give their roster that extra push that can make the difference in clutch moments. Now, as we approach the start of the season, there's a lot of talk about the wide receiver position. A.J. Brown, who has been phenomenal since arriving in Philly, is currently recovering from a hamstring injury sustained during joint practices against the Cleveland Browns. So naturally, the spotlight shifts a little bit to the number 3 receiver spot, which is still up for grabs. Jahan Dotson has been trying to establish himself, but he hasn't quite solidified that role yet. Meanwhile, Johnny Wilson, Aeneas Smith, and Terrace Marshall Jr. are also competing for that spot, creating a real competition in camp. But the Eagles, ever strategic and aggressive, decided to add another piece to this puzzle, and that's where this big trade comes into play. According to Adam Schefter, the Eagles have entered into a multiplayer trade with the Houston Texans, a move that has the potential to significantly impact their offense. The Eagles are acquiring wide receiver John Michie and a 6th-round pick in 2026, while the Texans receive tight end Harrison Bryant and a 5th-round pick in 2026. Now, this might seem like just another trade on paper, but trust me, this one is packed with meaning, especially for the Eagles' wide receiver core and their plans for the upcoming season. John Michie's story is truly inspiring. He missed his entire rookie season due to an ACL tear and a diagnosis of leukemia in 2022. Imagine going through so much at such a young age, facing health challenges that would make most give up. But he fought through all of that, recovered, and was cleared to play in 2023. Yet, despite his resilience, he hasn't been able to find consistent playing time or a stable offensive role over the past 2 seasons. In his NFL career so far, he has accumulated only 40 receptions for 412 yards and 1 touchdown across 29 games, with just 3 starts and about 691 snaps. That's not much, especially considering the talent and potential he's shown in college and during his recovery. But here's the thing, Michie's talent is undeniable. Many fans and analysts believe he still has a lot of untapped potential, and that with a fresh start on a team like the Eagles, he could blossom into that reliable number 3 receiver that Philly has been searching for. The Eagles, under the leadership of Howie Roseman, are always looking for undervalued assets, and Michie fits that mold perfectly. As some fans are already saying on social media, the rich get richer, and that's exactly what this move symbolizes, an opportunity for Michie to revive his career, for the Eagles to add depth, and for Jalen Hurts to have even more weapons to work with. Let's take a moment here to appreciate how smart this move is from the Eagles' front office. We know how much Howie Roseman loves to find hidden gems and craft a roster that's not just talented, but also deeply versatile. Michie, with his speed, route-running ability, and resilience, could very well turn into that secret weapon. Fans are already buzzing with excitement, with tweets saying things like Michie is a steal, or he needs another chance, and some are even joking about how the Eagles just keep getting everyone, which honestly is a fair point. The team's depth at wide receiver has always been a talking point, and now with this addition, they're creating an environment where competition breeds excellence. And it's not just about the individual talent. This trade also speaks to the Eagles' broader strategy. They're always prepared for the unexpected, whether it's injuries, slumps, or just the need for that extra spark. Jalen Hurts has been developing into a top-tier quarterback, and with Brown, Smith, and now Michie, he's got a solid core of pass catchers that can make defenses think twice. Plus, with the added depth, the Eagles can rotate players, keep everyone fresh, and adapt their offensive schemes as needed. But let's not forget the big picture here. The NFC East is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in recent memory. The Cowboys, Giants, and Washington Commanders are all making moves and stacking their rosters. The Eagles, by adding Michie, are not just strengthening their offense, they're sending a message that they're still all in, still hungry, and still aiming for that Super Bowl trophy. This division has become a battlefield, and every team is trying to outsmart and outwork the others, but Philadelphia's front office, led by Roseman, is showing that they're not just reactive, they're proactive, always planning for the long run. Now, what does this mean for the Eagles' season? Well, if Michie can get enough reps, as many fans believe he has the talent to be that number 3 receiver, it could be a game changer. The versatility he offers, combined with the already explosive duo of Brown and Smith, could open up new options for Jalen Hurts. It's exciting because it adds an element of unpredictability to Philly's offense, making it harder for defenses to plan against them. And with the season just around the corner, every day of camp, every practice, and every game will be crucial in determining how quickly Michie can integrate into the team's system. Of course, we also need to consider the dynamics of the other receivers in camp. Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson, Aeneas Smith, and Terrace Marshall Jr. are all still vying for that spot, but the Eagles' approach shows they're not just settling, they're actively seeking the best options available. Michie's arrival might push some players to elevate their game, which is exactly what a team needs to stay competitive at this level. Plus, it's worth mentioning that the team's coaching staff has a reputation for developing talent and maximizing players' strengths, so Michie's future on the Eagles looks promising if he can seize this opportunity. As we look ahead to the season, the Eagles are entering a critical phase. The NFC East is fierce, and every game will count. The addition of Michie could be that little extra piece that tips the scales in their favor, especially in tight contests where every yard and every catch matters. The team's goal, as always, is to stay healthy, execute on offense, and play disciplined, physical football. With that in mind, it's clear that the Eagles are not just content with what they already have. They're constantly seeking ways to improve, to adapt, and to stay ahead of the competition. And speaking of the team's overall outlook, fans should remember how resilient and well-coached this squad is. Jalen Hurts has emerged as one of the league's top quarterbacks, and with the supporting cast around him, including the potential breakout of players like Michie, the sky's the limit. The defense has also been a strong point in recent years, but it's the offense that can really take them over the top, especially if they harness Michie's speed and agility in the passing game. The coaching staff's ability to develop players and create game plans tailored to their strengths will be crucial in maximizing this new addition. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you believe Michie can become that reliable third option on offense? Are you excited about the potential this player has? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and, of course, to the Eagles organization. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, analysis, and behind-the-scenes insights, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. This team is always evolving, always pushing forward, and with moves like this, they're showing that their hunger for success remains unstoppable. Thanks for sticking with us, Eagles fans, and let's get ready for what promises to be an exciting season ahead.